Now, y'all know me. I come in, I'm confident. Thank you. We're going to see.
Yo, what it do, folks? Another episode of the Fantasy. Welcome back. Week 14 is underway. Week 13 is in the books. Very interesting week for fantasy, I feel like, last week. But we got your Start Ems and your Sit Ems for week 14. All the folks you got to start, all the folks you got to sit. If you're new here or if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, you know what I'm saying? Hit the notification bell, all of that. We do these every week, and there's only a few weeks left. Only a few weeks left of fantasy, you know what I'm saying?
3 more weeks after this, man.
3 more weeks, you know what I'm saying? So this is a crucial time right now, you know what I'm saying? This is the
last
time
week
where
before playoffs right here.
Last week before playoffs, and then moving into the playoffs, this is when you need all of the fantasy analysis you can get. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you have not done that. We're doing these episodes every Wednesday, every week. You know what I'm saying? We got your fantasy analysis. So let's go ahead and get into week 14. First of all, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling?
Fantasy wise,
days, man.
Ain't feeling too good, man.
It don't even got to be just fantasy wise, but I mean, I hear that. I feel like the audience knows that it hasn't been the best fantasy year for y'all.
I mean, at the same
but
time,
outside of that, even go ahead.
Life wise, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling great, feeling good. How are y'all?
How are you?
You know what I'm saying? At the same time,
Likewise.
I'm doing well. You know, family's doing well. Everybody's doing well. You know what I'm saying? We're here to talk sports, and man, even on the fan door, bro.
How's it been?
Stinging.
Not good.
Not good.
Not
a good sting.
Not a good sting.
Last Sunday was not good for me.
Last Sunday was solid for me, but at the same time, it wasn't what I expected. And you know, living through the emotions of being a Washington fan, you know, you don't bet on your team, man, because I lived through those emotions. But overall, FanDuel, man, slow down, man. If you got $10 bets, cool. $100 bets,
the no sweat bets, you know what I'm saying?
They'll have you stressing.
Are you putting $100 on parlays?
Yeah.
See, that's why you're stressing.
But at the same time, it's like
4 or 5 things that happen.
They be free bets.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like
you still because like I mean we got like there was a whole week where they were just giving out free bets. So like are you still stacked on those? Like you still got those in the cut? Not anymore.
I'm not going to speak on it. I'm on FanDuel and shut my shit down.
What do you mean shut you? Oh, wait.
I've been signing people up.
That's what you got to do. You're getting the referral bonus.
Give me that.
That's what they want you to do.
You like, nigga, give me your social. I ain't going to use your shit.
It's the last 4, bro.
Give me your social. I just need your last 4. Come on, man.
Throwing 5, 200 for me. Bing. At the same time, you know,
and if this hits, you know what I'm saying?
This nigga got big free bets.
All you gotta do
is own 100 in there.
No way. My god, that's funny, bro. But like, it's free money for them. You know what I'm saying? They can at least get $100, and then you put that free bet on $100. I'll be like, I'll even give you the first bet to make. I'll even give you the first bet that you should make. Put it on this. You'll get $100.
Hit my phone, man. I got you. Like, I'm 100%. But at the same time,
need your last 4. That's it.
Hey, but if you anything you feel good about, bet your bread on a single, like just money line that one
straight bet.
At the same time, any big time parlays y'all got, if y'all think 14's gonna win at a time, go slow. Put $20 on that, Joe. Just see what happens. 14 legs, that's not hitting for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the odds.
I hate to be that guy, but like, don't do that. No, do it.
But you put $2 on a 14-leg joint.
That might come at
just $2,000.
100%. But
what is $2?
I guess what I'm saying is like, I guess what I'm saying is like, do your straights. Do your straights, let those hit, and then you know what I'm saying, you can. I feel that. But yeah. Welcome to FanDuel being legal in Maryland. Like now, this is consuming our lives. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into these starts. Yeah, not everybody. Let's go ahead and get into these starts.
Hey, I got the starts this week coming in. Jared Goff. Hey, we were just talking about Jared Goff and Detroit Lions, man. Jared Goff is looking good out there. And the Lions, what do? Score points. And now they get Minnesota, a bad defense. They're ranked 25th against quarterbacks. I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game, so I love Jared Goff this week as a streaming option. If you're out there, you lost Lamar Jackson last week, Jared Goff is your guy. Coming in at number 2, Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence this week. Tennessee is strong against the run, but they cannot stop the pass. They allowed the 4th most fantasy points to quarterbacks this year. And Trevor Lawrence has ran for 26 yards in the last 4 out of 5 games. And if you play fantasy, you know those rushing yards are important, especially for guys like that. They add up.
Sure.
Those 2.6 points,
Yeah.
that takes you from 16 to 18. You know what I mean? Like that's big.
It's crucial this time
That's
of year.
big. Like every point matters. Fantasy is just like football. Every yard matters. Every point matters in fantasy. So I like that 26 rushing yards in the last 4 out of 5 games. Like I feel like that's big to me.
Are you saying like in each of the last 4?
Each of the last 4 or 5 games,
Yeah.
he's rushed for 26 yards.
That's a
So
little
he's running the ball
right
even.
there.
That could be
That
a
could win you.
touchdown.
That could
That could
win
be a
you.
touchdown right there.
Yeah.
That
You know
could
what I
win your
mean?
matchup right there.
So I love Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence this week at Tennessee. Like I said, they stopped the run, so they're gonna have to throw the ball. against
Tennessee is reeling too, man. The GM just got fired because he told y'all to start AJ with confidence last weekend. You got the GM fired. So hey, anybody paying close attention, I told you it's a revenge game, and
He went crazy.
That nigga came to
GM's gone.
came to fuck Tennessee up.
Yeah, they told the GM, "Hey, go ahead, clock out, bro.
Your time's done.
You gave him that guy."
Number 3, we got Tyler Huntley at Pittsburgh. I like Huntley this week. Pittsburgh's ranked 23rd against quarterbacks. And he's another guy. He can beat you with his legs. You know what I mean? He can have a bad passing game, have under 200 yards, but he can give you 40 yards in the touchdown. That's what he did. His last start, he had 10 carries, 41 yards in the touchdown. If your quarterback can do that, you lost Lamar Jackson. Again, all these guys are if you lost Lamar Jackson, for real.
For real.
Huntley, if I'm a Lamar Odom, a Lamar Odom owner, I'm trying to pick up Huntley this week and start him at Pittsburgh. I don't know if you can start him next week or the week after if Lamar's going to be out, but I like him this week.
I like Tyler because he does the simple things. Like he's not going.
Yeah, you're gonna throw to Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
that's
like-
what you're gonna do.
I mean,
Simple things.
I mean, like it's like he's nowhere near on the talent level as Lamar, as we all know, but he's not looking to make a big play. He's playing within the offense. It's kind of like a Heineke type guy, but he can run. He's way better in
Yeah,
regards
he's
to
shifty out
fantasy
there.
wise. He's way better.
He
than
looks
him.
like Lamar out there, but he's
He's not Lamar.
He's not as Lamar.
Right.
So, but
I like him. I like him
Well,
against
great
Pittsburgh,
value,
too.
Lamar.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I like him.
the Giant brand. Next up, we got Ryan Tannehill versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville give up the second most fancy points to quarterbacks. I like Tannehill in this one. The last 2 weeks, he struggled against tough defenses. I feel like this week he gets Jacksonville. I feel like this could be another not high scoring game, but mid-level scoring game right here. I like Ryan Tannehill if you're looking for a streaming guy. He's a good guy to go pick up right now if you need somebody to start. I like Ryan Tannehill.
Nah, you got to be in high scoring, bro. You got both those quarterbacks in that game going off.
Not
Trevor.
going off, but good
Trevor and
games.
Ryan.
Good games. Solid streaming.
You don't see it, Tweez?
No, I see it.
17, 18
Both of those
points.
defenses can
I
be
feel like for
pretty
those
high.
guys.
Yeah,
For
can
those
be high.
guys. Not 25, but 17, 18. Like solid game.
Okay.
Tony Pollard, man.
What more can you say?
What more can you say about Tony Pollard? He's looking good out there. Everyone says, "Oh, he's better than Zeke." I don't know. I feel like Tony Pollard's a good running back,
wouldn't go that
but
far.
I feel like he needs Zeke to be Tony Pollard. I feel that way. Like the 2 games he started, he played well, but can he do that throughout 17 weeks?
Yeah.
If they let Zeke go, do you think Tony Pollard can be like a top 10 back in
Yeah.
the league, top 5 back in the league?
like a 80-yard touchdown type back every single week.
You're
Every
saying
single
You're
week?
saying yes, you can? You think you can?
You think
No.
he can?
Oh no.
I don't think he can do it every single week, but
Right.
I think he does enough in the passing game. Like he's definitely like a 4th, 5th round pick next year if I'm looking ahead. Like next year, I like him in the 4th, 5th round. You got to grab Tony Pollard. You can start Tony Pollard at the flex the way that they run their offense because they're both involved. It's kind of like he's like an upgraded. He's really like the upgraded Kareem Hunt. Like he's what Kareem Hunt's supposed to be this year, but he's on the field and he's effective. That's the thing.
Yeah, and Zeke played more snaps than him last week. Had more
Tony
carries,
started the game last
and
week.
had more targets. But
Mhm.
Tony Pollard is just that guy. Anytime he gets the ball, he can score.
Really, yeah.
Zeke is not that guy anymore. Okay. Enough about Tony Pollard.
Enough about Tony Pollard.
But no, Houston gives up 28.7 fantasy points to running backs. That's the most in the NFL. They also give up the most rushing yards and rushing touchdowns in the NFL. So I love Tony Pollard this week. He scores a touchdown. Anytime touchdown score, Tony Pollard. Mark it down.
At that. I'm mad at that.
DeAndre Swift. He led the backfield in snaps last week. I know he got Jamal Williams over there. He's the biggest touchdown vulture of them all. Over Taysom Hill. You know what I mean? We were just talking about it. Meg said DeAndre Swift can go all the way down the field and they're gonna give the ball to Jamal Williams.
Right.
Right. He had but his touches are going up each week. He's getting healthier. He had 18 touches last week, and I feel like he'll get that again this week, going against a weak Minnesota defense. They're ranked 21st against running backs. So I like DeAndre Swift this week versus Minnesota. Number 3, Deontay Foreman. He's a solid back. He struggled last week, but he has started 6 games this year, and he has over 113 plus yards in 4 of those games rushing. So he's gonna, and Seattle gives up the 4th most fantasy points to running backs. So Deontay Foreman is going to have a big game this week. I feel like they're either going to have to keep up or it's going to be a close game against Seattle. It's not going to be a blowout. So I feel like they're going to be in the game. So they're going to have to use him and run the ball with Deontay Foreman in this one. And like I said, Seattle gives up the 4th most rushing yards to running backs. So you start Deontay Foreman with confidence. This is another guy I see as an anytime touchdown scorer this week also. Cam Akers, last week he played 73% of the snaps for the Rams. I think it's his job now. And they play Las Vegas, who's ranked 27th against running backs.
Bruh.
So I feel like Cam Akers couldn't have a good game in this one. But you never know. You never know with the Rams. You never know with the Rams right now. But I like Cam Akers as a starter this week.
Y'all that's out there. Before the show, literally like 7 minutes ago, this man was like, I have Cam Akers on my team starting in there because I don't give a fuck right now. And this guy said, oh, I'll take the bet. Cam Akers not getting over 10 points.
That was about Cam Akers you were talking
That
about?
was Cam Akers.
Listen. That's only listen. That's only
Fixing stats.
that's only because I was salty that I traded him to you. That's only.
I mean, yeah, but we did make a trade because he wasn't doing shit. But I mean, at the same time, I was like, oh, I see his name. I was like, they're overlooking that.
Hey, yeah, start Cam Akers this week though. I like all these backs. Like I like all these backs. I like these quarterbacks, man. Hey, this might be my best stardom of the year, man. You heard it here first.
Can't make
Don't sabotage our viewers, man. That's counterproductive for the show.
Hey, start these guys, man.
Unsubscribe.
Fucking guy. I know, right?
All right, next up, we got the wide receivers. I like Chris Godwin at San Francisco. I know this is a tough game for Tampa Bay. Tom Brady is not playing good football, but the guy he's throwing the ball to is Chris Godwin. Like, if you look at Chris Godwin's targets, they have been crazy. Like, I'm surprised he's not a top 10 wide receiver with the targets he's getting.
Yeah, he's getting.
He's a good player, but Tom Brady's his accuracy is off. He's not the same player. But I do like Chris Godwin. I feel like you can't run the ball against San Francisco. So I feel like this is a game Tom Brady's going to throw 40 or more passes.
He gets a lot of
one of those games
at the line of scrimmage, like those screens. That's why. I mean, that's
true. That's
what elevates his targets. But at the same time, he does look.
But still, you getting 12, 13 targets. Yeah. Like
even on the touchdown last week, they got called back. You know, it's a tough grab. That was a hell of a grab.
Right.
You know, got called back, but
by the holding.
Yeah.
So many people lost fantasy on that.
I was
on Twitter. They were so mad.
100%.
Another FanDuel bet. They had a boost.
Yeah, that boost. It was for one of them to get a touchdown.
Of course, I was in on the boost.
That fucking boost, and that was the only thing that was missing because that 125 hit.
I even that TD. I was like, let's go.
Yes.
Hold it.
5. You hate that. You
Hey,
hate
it's
that.
the worst when your player scores a touchdown. It's called back.
your guy.
It's
Yeah.
called back for a penalty. Worst feeling in fantasy football. Next up, we got Garrett Wilson at Buffalo. Garrett Wilson in the last 2 games, he averages 25 fantasy points with Mike White out there. That's his guy. He's getting the target. He's getting 28% target share over there in New York. I feel like this is going to be they're going to have to keep up with Buffalo because, you know, Josh Allen, they always got their foot on the gas. So they're going to keep up with Buffalo. So I love Garrett Wilson in this one. The guy in our league he hasn't started him yet. And he still doesn't have him in the starting lineup. I'm like, bro, you got to start him over, dude.
I mean, but who has him? CH?
Devontae Smith?
Over who?
Devontae Smith.
I agree.
I'm starting Garrett Wilson this week over him.
I agree.
Like,
I'm starting
playing
Garrett
Buffalo.
I'm starting Garrett. Yeah.
They're playing Buffalo.
I'm starting Garrett over.
Like,
yeah. One of our fucking
whatever it
corners.
is. It's like, no.
Start him, nigga. Get him in there. What are you doing? I don't know how you made it this far.
Yeah, Buffalo has allowed 43.2 fantasy points to wide receivers in the last month. So they're giving up big yardage. Garrett Wilson, right now, he's looking like a league winner out there. He's trending way up. So I'm starting him this week at Buffalo. Number 3, got my man Christian Kirk. I'm playing this guy, but at Tennessee, I like Trevor Lawrence. Like I said, Tennessee cannot stop the pass game. So Jacksonville's not going to be able to run the ball. So I feel like Trevor Lawrence is going to be out there throwing a lot. Christian Kirk is his best weapon. And Tennessee's ranked 32nd against wide receivers. So I like Christian Kirk this week at Tennessee. Next up, we got Adam Thielen. Detroit ranks 28th against wide receivers. Adam Thielen didn't have a good game last week. And Jefferson is obviously the guy over there, but I like Thielen to score a touchdown in this one at Detroit. I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game, and Thielen's going to have a lot of opportunities in this one. So I like Thielen at Detroit. Got the tight ends, Tyler Higbee. I know his quarterback situation is terrible over there, but they get Las Vegas, who ranks 27th against tight ends. And this could be another not high-scoring game. High-scoring for Las Vegas, but they're going to have to try to keep up with Las Vegas, so I like Tyler Higbee.
Do you feel like NFL teams and coaches, they know like, oh, this team is 27th against tight ends. We're going to feed the tight end.
Yes.
You think they do that?
Yeah.
I mean, they're breaking down the games like to the T.
Like,
they're like, they can't guard the tight end, so we got to get the tight end involved.
Yeah. This guy's gonna be
If
involved.
we're seeing that, they got
for sure.
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is because it's like, say your team don't have a Tyler Higbee or like, you know what I'm saying? Say your tight end is like a regular guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
I can't think of any like mid-tier tight end.
I mean,
right
but you're
like,
still trying to get your tight end involved.
Yeah.
Not as much as Tyler Higbee because
Yeah.
he's a name. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if it's like, even if it's the Bucks, what's the dude Otto?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like they'll try to get him involved just because they know they're
Yeah.
weak against tight ends.
Yeah, that tight end, yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, next up we got Joe Everett. Miami's 3rd against tight ends, so they can't guard the tight end position. I feel like this is going to be another high-scoring game. You got the Chargers versus Miami. This could be up and down the field. I feel like Gerald Everett is going to he had 5 for 80 last week as a tight end. That's good. So I feel like Gerald Everett is a good stardom this week versus Miami. Next up, we got my man Greggy D versus Chiefs. Like, they're going to have to try to keep up with the Chiefs. Yes, Russ sucks, but Greg last week had 8 receptions for 85 yards. So I feel like trying to keep up with the Chiefs, he's going to get targets. Like my man always say, the garbage time. A-Ross, shout out A-Ross. He's going to get a lot of garbage time bullshit in this one. So if I was playing him, I'll be mad. If you're playing any Broncos receivers this week, you're going to be mad. Jerry Jeudy, if someone has them in there, you're going to be mad because they're going to be throwing the ball a lot of garbage time. Things are going to happen in this one trying to keep up with the Chiefs.
And Sutton's out, so he's definitely going to be
yeah.
times.
So
Courtland Sutton is not playing in this game. So fuck you, Nick.
Next up, we got my man Foster Moreau out there for the Raiders. Twan's favorite guy. I remember watching him play when he was playing. I was like, I know this guy is blow. I was like, damn, another catch for this guy. He scored a touchdown.
Bro, I didn't even see
This
it.
was
My
last
power
week.
was
This
out
was
that
last
week.
week.
Nah, this
Or
like
2
2
weeks
weeks
ago,
ago.
2 weeks ago,
bro.
yeah.
My power was out.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Sorry.
Bro, I bet
Foster Moreau
I had two
Scored
bets.
touchdowns.
I had 2 bets on Foster Moreau that week.
Settle down, man.
I did.
Man, I don't care. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I was like, go Foster. I was like, go Foster.
Hey, he was out there eating.
He was
He
having a
was-
day.
That was that
Against
same
me.
week that what's his name had 74 fucking yards. I think,
Playoffs
75.
down the drain.
But yeah,
Gone.
I like him this week. At the Rams, I feel like the Raiders are going to score a lot of points in this one. The Rams, they have Baker Mayfield probably going to be the starting quarterback on Thursday. He just got there, so he's going to struggle like he always does, even if he had a year to prepare. And he has 3 days, so he's definitely going to struggle this week. So I feel like the Raiders are going to have the ball a lot. They're going to be moving the ball downfield, and I feel like Foster Moreau could score a touchdown. Anytime touchdown, I'm 50% on that one. Don't quote me on that one, but yeah, I give him 50% chance to score a touchdown. in this
Derek
one.
Carr 1.5
Foster
touchdowns.
Moreau?
Over.
50%.
45. But yeah, he's going. I feel like he could score a touchdown.
Any of them. It's gonna be Devontae or Foster. It's gonna
Yeah,
be one of them.
one of them.
It's gonna be one of those guys.
Score a touchdown.
Is Hunter Renfro even playing?
It's gonna be Mac.
We're not talking about that.
I ain't even seen him.
because in the offseason they try to.
No, he's healthy.
No, he's not.
I was about to say. Okay, I was about to say.
Even when he
like,
was healthy, he wasn't.
no,
even
I
sure.
know.
Man, you have some all season guys too. We don't get into that.
Oh yeah,
Heard shit about
One.
him.
But yeah,
But that was my one.
nah, you got.
So that was my one.
We got more. Just wait. Raiders. I like the Raiders defense at the Rams. I mean, I found out today that they got 3 guys out tonight. I mean, tomorrow. Like key guys. Their D tackle, a corner, and a linebacker, all starters out.
Their defense?
Yeah.
The who?
The Raiders defense.
Oh, the Raiders defense. Oh, my bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
What
Raiders
about the
defense.
Rams? What
No,
they
the
doing
Raiders
there?
defense playing the Rams, but yeah. I still like them. I still feel like they can be solid even with those guys out because the Rams are starting Baker Mayfield. That is practice.
They're not
practice
starting
there.
him. They're not starting him.
I think they are.
I don't think they're gonna
They
start.
say he
him.
has a chance to
It's
start,
it's
bro.
no way, man. Like, I mean, it's one thing.
When they gonna start?
It's one thing to start Christian McCaffrey like on a short week, like the San Fran did, but
They're
a
desperate.
quarterback, bro.
They're desperate.
Nah, quarterback can't learn to play.
Why are they desperate? Are they still trying to make a playoff run or what?
No, but I'm
Man,
just
they-
saying.
they just-
I mean,
They just don't wanna keep
quarterbacks all
losing
banged
games?
Up, they're trash. They got
Oh, no, they
John
got
Wolford in there.
they
Whoever
got
the fuck
their
that is.
backup got hurt.
Everybody's
Yeah.
hurt with the Rams, bro. I don't think the Aaron Donald.
that's what I'm
playing
saying.
this game.
Like, who are they gonna start? Like, that's what I'm saying.
I hear
But
what you're
yeah.
saying, they're desperate.
they're shutting guys down.
Next up, we got the Ravens at Pittsburgh. I love the Ravens defense. Even with Lamar out, I feel like the defense is going to rally.
Thanks.
They know they got to rally in this one, and they're playing at Pitt, a rival game. I think I saw a stat something about like I don't know, I can't remember.
Was it
something
the
about-
Ravens put up 30 tomorrow on Sunday?
No, the Ravens defense ain't putting up 30. There was something about the Pitt and the Ravens that it favored Pitt,
30.
but I can't remember. But yeah, but I do like the Ravens D going against Kenny Pickett and these guys out there. 6 fantasy points at Pittsburgh, but yeah, start the Ravens defense this week. It's like no, but Seattle versus Carolina. Who's starting quarterback for Carolina? What's his name? PJ Walker.
No.
He's not the starter?
Darnold.
Sam Darnold's back.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Oh my God! Start the Seattle defense versus
Nah,
Carolina. They're going to score a touchdown. Anytime touchdown is probably like plus 400. Take it. Seattle's defense is going to score a touchdown versus Carolina. Probably plus 1800 or something. What you think?
Yeah, it's got to
Probably
be
gonna
because
be
the
like plus like 500.
I don't know. I like Seattle's defense to score a touchdown in this
I
one versus
don't.
Carolina. You're going to see. The Chiefs at Denver. Russell Wilson sucks. He's no longer a starting quarterback in the league. Chiefs defense been okay, I guess, but you start him this week. I see sacks and turnovers in this game. I like the Chiefs defense at Denver. And that wraps up the stardoms. All these guys on there, start them now.
Gotta be weak.
Start them now.
This might be my best starters in a long time all year.
They said start the Chiefs defense.
Not
They're
even
okay,
sure,
but
not
Russell
even
Wilson
sure.
sucks.
I mean,
They're okay.
that's how these centers about to sound in a second.
I'm
man.
fucking weak. I mean, at this point of the season, they are who they are. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
right,
Everybody
right.
is who they is. Like Russell Wilson, he's
True.
not turning it around
Yeah,
at this
she's
point.
not.
You know what I'm saying?
No need to give you stats on that one, man.
All right, man.
let's take a quick second, man. FanDuel. We've been talking about FanDuel. FanDuel is giving new users, you know what I'm saying, free bets, $100 in free bets, like Twan was alluding to before. You know what I'm saying? Hit the link in the description. You can text Twan directly. You know what I'm saying? At this point,
For real.
you know what
At
I'm
this
saying?
point, if you want to get $200 in free bets,
$200 in free bets,
and you want 200 more in free bets, and 200 more in free bets,
tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend,
tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. FanDuel, I need to hit me and give me money, not even free bets, money for how many people I've got to sign up for this shit. I mean, but at the same time, like my man Mac was saying, just refer the next person. They deposit $5, make a $5 bet. You get 200.
5 or 10.
Hey Ross, you right
Is
there.
it 5 or 10?
I'm about to get you. You said what?
Is it 5? I think you got to make it $10.
No, you gotta make a $5 deposit and then bet $5 on. It's so funny because I miss on everything, but that $5 that I'll be betting, like fuck this,
it hits.
It hits.
Of course,
1,000%.
Only $5,
but
give it to him.
Back to what we saying, yo. You send your man a referral, plus you get that 100 on the referral. They bet 5, they get the $200 in free bets, win, lose, or draw. Just have some fun with it, you know. Just be responsible with the betting for sure. And yeah, just make sure you have fun, man. Don't go over the top. Don't be betting your rent money, your car note, your bills and shit. Don't get behind. But at the same time, all jokes aside, just have fun, bet, make some bets, make some quick money. If you're a sports guru out there, you think you know your stuff, why not bet on it? It's here in Maryland. It's finally here. We've been waiting for it. So hey, quick way to make some money. If you know what you're talking about, if you know what you're doing, do your research, but gamble responsibly. Sure.
Okay, and then also, you know what I'm saying, if you're not a new user, FanDuel does the no sweat same game parlay for Thursday night games. You know what I'm saying? So Thursday night, and they also, you know what I'm saying, this is a fantasy football show, but it's worth saying that they do the no sweat bet for Tuesday TNT NBA games too. But go on to, so like, yeah, the no sweat bet Thursday night game, we have we have the Rams versus the Raiders Thursday night. All you have to do is place a 3-leg wager on a parlay that's plus 400, and you can get up to $25 back in free bets if your shit does not hit. So no sweat, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is yeah, so like I said, you got to place that 3-leg wager, at least 3 legs, plus 400 odds or more. Anything y'all like? If we're talking about Raiders versus Rams, what 3 legs you like with that? I'm asking on walking away from the microphone saying,
you said what Sean, like in which game?
We're talking Rams versus Raiders for Thursday night. Give the people a 3-leg same game parlay.
I like Devontae Adams scored touchdown. I like Derek Carr over 250 passing yards.
Mm-hmm. I like that so far.
I like Derek Carr 1.5 plus touchdowns.
What's interesting is you can't parlay that.
You
can't parlay the 1.5 touchdowns. Which is so, it's the stupidest thing on FanDuel. It's the stupidest thing. FanDuel fixed that.
And I'm gonna say it right here. Foster Monroe, anytime touchdown.
Anytime touchdown.
Yep.
And that's gonna be like probably like plus 1,400. Something crazy. Not Foster Moreau by himself, but that parlay.
No, that parlay. I like
Devontae Adams, Foster Moreau, and Derek Carr, and that means the 2 touchdowns a hit. That's my favorite bet. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, that's my favorite bet in the NFL right now. Derek Carr over 2 touchdowns. I feel like he you know what I'm saying, he be doing this thing. Shout out Derek Carr. But yeah, so all you gotta do is sign up on FanDuel, get your no sweat bet. If you're already a user, if you're not already a user, hit the link in the description. You get a you sign up, you deposit $5, you make a $5 bet, you get up to anywhere between $100 and $200 back in free bets. Sweet deal. Yeah, we'll be back right in a second with the sit-ems.
Josh Jacobs, Cam Akers, and Devontae Adams. Anytime touchdown scores, nigga. Tomorrow.
I forgot about Josh Jacobs. No, but if you're going big, you go Foster Monroe.
Don't go big.
For $5.
I need to go safe.
Nah,
Till I get some confidence. Those guys are getting the targets and the opportunities.
Yeah.
Nah,
Josh Jacobs is getting hell opportunities.
I love Josh Jacobs to score a touchdown.
I'm going targets and opportunities, man.
Josh Jacobs is getting hell opportunities though.
Dud.
All right. We're back.
That's the best pick in the draft.
Back on the fantasy.
Josh Jacobs.
You said that's the best pick in the draft?
Number one running back. Like, that's the best pick in the draft.
Be the best pick in the draft. Bro.
He was.
If you have Josh Jacobs,
He should have been the number. If you
You're in the
redrafted, he's the
playoffs.
number one pick right now.
Yeah.
If you got
Like-
Josh Jacobs in fantasy, you're in the playoffs. You're in the playoffs. You got
All right.
Diggs, you're in the playoffs.
We got this. You're in the playoffs. Just go around the
You
ball.
got Tyreek, bro.
Just go around the buff. All right, man. Let's get it. Let's go ahead and get into these sit-ems. Tweez got the sit-ems this week, week 14. We need some hitters, or we need some lifesavers. Save these people from starting the wrong people.
Got you. So I'm here for Tom Brady gonna start this thing off, and we're gonna make a clip about every single one of these bums this week. And so, hey, Tom, yeah. If anybody, did y'all watch the game last week? Look, I benched Tom for Mike White last week. I mean, at the end of the game, you know, Tom made me eat my words, but Tom's not gonna lead a game-winning drive every single week. And they playing at San Fran. I know he likes playing in California. He's from California. Blah blah blah. Anyway, he looked sluggish until the fourth last week. San Francisco is fifth against quarterbacks in fantasy. I don't like the matchup this week. I think San Fran has something to prove. You know, they're coming off a win, even though they had a backup quarterback in there. That has nothing to do with their defense. Their defense is solid. I like their defense from the D line all the way back to the defensive back. So I would bench Tom this week. It hasn't looked good, and I thought he was going to look good last week coming out the bye. Next on the list is my man Mike White. You already know how I feel about Mike. If y'all watch the show, Mike's been solid the last two games, but it's a tougher challenge than the last two. It's a division game. Buffalo 7th against QBs. He's on the road. It's a tough environment. I think Buffalo already knows like that Mike White shit ain't gonna fly this week. I don't like it. So I mean, I'm not saying not you won't see Garrett Wilson on this list. Garrett Wilson might get his too, but even though a wide receiver might get his, a quarter, I see this Buffalo defense getting turnovers this week.
Oh yeah.
Derek Carr at Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, nigga, be careful over there. Derek Carr at the Los Angeles Rams. You know, it's a road game. Similar to Mike White, I feel like, you know, don't hesitate on starting guys like Devontae. Don't hesitate on starting certain guys. I mean, I will only say Devontae, but it's a road game. Even though the Rams are out of it, you know, Aaron Donald, he might not be playing this game, but they still a solid defense all around. I mean, he might have a solid game, but I'll definitely lean towards the under in fantasy points with Derek Carr. He's been solid the last 3 weeks though, for sure. If anybody's want to look that up right now, you can. But he's looked really solid. But I don't like the matchup right now on the road at Los Angeles Rams. I would sit Derek Carr this week. And my last but not least, this is more of a downgrade. I mean, those who have Kyler Murray, you're probably starting them, but you know, Kyler Murray versus New England. I don't like it this week. I think Bill Belichick in crunch time is not somebody to be played with. He's definitely going to limit Kyler Murray. He's definitely going to try to limit DeAndre Hopkins. This might be more of a Marquise Brown going deep. He might get a big play type game, but I don't see Kyler Murray just running around on New England doing that. Matt Judon's getting after the quarterback this year. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. So, you know, Kyler Murray, I mean, I like the guy overall as a solid quarterback. I just think he has a tough matchup this week. We're going to move on to the running backs. We got Michael Carter at Buffalo. I don't know what Mike Carter's role is in the offense anymore because Knight looks like the guy over there in that offense. But those who don't know, this young man named Xavier
Knight.
Xavier Knight is getting carries out the ass over there. So, you know, he looks like he's the guy. Michael Carter, man, I feel sorry, man. They brought in James Robinson, too. He's chilling somewhere over there. You know, next year they got my man that got hurt from Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall, yeah.
So, yeah, he's coming back. Breece Hall. Sorry, I apologize, Breece. Yeah, but Breece Hall is coming back next year. So, just temper your expectations for my man Michael Carter this weekend. It's a terrible matchup at Buffalo. James Cook versus the New York Jets. All right, look. A lot of people out there on this James Cook bandwagon. Y'all not seeing it for what it is. James Cook only plays in blowouts.
Man.
James Cook only plays in blowouts. Whenever it's a tough game, it's true. The stats back it up.
James Cook was in a game when I was watching on Red Zone. James Cook was in the game when it mattered.
On Red Zone, they played on Thursday.
Oh, but when they were,
I'm not.
When James Cook was, he was in the
no.
game when it mattered. He didn't come in on garbage time,
Bro, that game felt like a blowout. We can ask a Pats fan. Like that game was a blowout, bro. Like that game was not close. It wasn't.
But James,
he doesn't play.
I'm saying he was getting snaps when the game mattered.
He's a sit this week.
All right, and they play the Jets.
He's a sit this week.
Dink and dunk. Dink and dunk. Watch.
This is the clip. You see
James
the clip?
Cook.
You see this?
James
right
Cook
here?
will have 6 or more receptions in this
one. This is the clip when Singletary's getting all the carries because he's the better pass blocking back. He's the better pass blocking back. They don't want Josh Allen getting blown up.
6 or more receptions for Cook this week.
6. All right.
Watch.
James Cook sits because he can't break out as long as Singletary's there. We talked about this during the week, but he's a James Cook believer.
I believe in him.
The next guy on this list is Rachaad White. Just like he said. I mean, you said something about San Fran's defense, I believe, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well,
they got the number one rush defense.
They got a number one rush. San Fran is number one against running backs, and Rachaad White is the backup in my opinion. I mean, even though he started the game last week, don't get me wrong. Like
Fournette looked better.
He's not better than Leonard Fournette. Yeah, he's not better than Leonard Fournette. Overall, he's not. I mean, he's definitely a solid running back. I like Rachaad White overall solid. The matchup this week is just not good. It's just really not good this week. As we stated before, San Fran's number one against running backs. I would definitely sit him this week. Leonard Fournette's not going anywhere. He's not hurt or anything. He's definitely going to get the touches. I guarantee you Leonard Fournette starts this week, and they're going to go with Leonard Fournette this week in a tough environment. So the experience is going to rule overall.
I agree.
I like Leonard Fournette over Rachaad White this week. Last but not least, we got Jerick McKinnon versus Denver. Pacheco and McKinnon, they've both been like they've both done well. They both look solid. Don't get me wrong. McKinnon, I think he scored last week, right? He scored last week on a passing touchdown. But Pacheco's getting the goal-to-go carries. Denver's defense is there. I mean, even though they lost Bradley Chubb, they're a little bit they're out of it over in the AFC, but they're tough. They're a tough defense, and I think Pacheco, he runs really hard. I feel like it's going to be a grounded out type game. They're not going to be able to do what they want with Denver's defense. I feel like this game going to be closer than people think because it's a division game, even though the Broncos not going to put up that many points. It might be like a 28-10 game it might be 28-10 with the Chiefs scoring late. So it might be 21-10 for a long time.
Yeah,
I can
like you said, grinded out type of game.
Yeah,
all Denver's games are like that.
For sure.
That's just how Denver's games are.
Because they play like tough.
They're all ugly.
But at the same time,
you said because they play tough defense.
They did because they play tough defense.
Offense.
Yeah, they have no offense.
They play
so
great
they can't
defense.
score.
They have no offense.
So they
neither
limit
team
the other
can do
team scoring
anything.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But we can only hold up for so long. And they got Pat Mahomes coming to town. So I was like, come on, what do you want us to do? Russ, what are we paying you to do? But at the same time, Jerick McKinnon, only reason why he's a sit is because Pacheco is there. Pacheco scored a touchdown last week. I feel like the Chiefs really like Pacheco, and Pacheco's there for the cheap, seventh round pick. So I feel like they're gonna roll with the young man. We're gonna move on to the wide receivers. Darius Slayton versus Philly. I had to throw Darius Slayton on here because he's gonna be playing against Darius Slay. So I mean, at the same time, like, the Eagles' defense is not to be. They're no slouches. It's a division game. I feel like it's a statement game for the Eagles too. A division game. They gotta get a solid win. Last time they saw a division opponent, my Commanders. My left hand up real quick.
Sorry, we need the Eagles to win this one. So
we definitely need the Eagles to win this game.
Better win this fucking game.
I feel like Darius Slayton, he's not gonna be able to get it done out there this week. I feel like they're gonna try to run the ball. Everybody knows the formula to beating Philly is running the ball, but I feel like the Tennessee Titans last week, they're just too one-dimensional. Like, everybody knows they're going to try to run the ball so they can focus more on Derrick Henry. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, if you got better options than Darius Slayton, I'm sure you do. It's a bye week, but I wouldn't throw him in there. Next guy on my list is Juju Smith-Schuster. The only note that I have on Juju Smith-Schuster is the Patrick Surtain effect, and he's going to see Patrick Surtain. Sorry.
Shutting that shit down.
If you have Juju Smith-Schuster, and we just talked about Denver, this is a huge reason why a lot of teams don't score that many points against Denver outside of Devontae Adams, who torches any corner out there. But the way he did Patrick, it was just crazy. But Juju's not Devontae, and I don't see it for Juju. I I really don't. Not this week. I mean, he's not going to travel with Juju. Juju's not a travel-worthy wide receiver. No offense to you, Juju, but you're not Pittsburgh Juju, not AB Juju, is what I'll say. And that's all I have for that. I don't see him doing much this game. I feel like it's going to be a Kelsey get back game. He had his lowest targets last week, so Kelsey's definitely going to bounce back this week. Gabe Davis versus the New York Jets.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy, he's boom or bust, man. He's boom or bust.
I need the boom.
Yeah, he's boom or bust. He's boom or bust. So it's like, you know, it's like risk reward with Gabe. He's more on the sit-ems because of the bust side of it, but there's potential for Gabe Davis to actually do well in this game. He may see some openings because, you know, Sauce Gardner is definitely going to be traveling with Diggs. There's no way in hell he's not. He's number one in Pro Football Focus in regards to coverage grade. He's definitely going to be on Diggs, occupying that. Diggs is going to do him. Diggs will never be on this list. But at the same time, Gabe Davis might be able to do his thing, but we'll see because the Jets' pass defense is fairly tough as well. So we'll see how he does in this game, but I'm leaning towards a bust game for him. Devontae Smith at the New York Giants. Similar to Gabe Davis. Same thing with Gabe Davis. He's boom or bust. I mean, last week he scored a touchdown, you know, but then you get those games where Devontae Smith, he just disappears and you're like, whoa, what's going on, man? Like he plays with AJ Green. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Gabe Davis. Like he plays with one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So he's boom or bust. The Eagles going to be run heavy as well versus the New York Giants. I mean, you seen Washington last week. They were really run heavy. McLaurin ate them up, but at the same time, none of the other receivers really did anything. I feel like the McLaurin role will be fulfilled on this Eagles team by A.J. Brown. I don't like Devontae Smith this week. ACH, get Garrett Wilson in there and do your thing, man. Like, I'm not understanding what the fuck is going on over there. All right, we'll move on to the tight ends. Tyler Conklin at Buffalo. I don't really got too many stats for the tight end, so I'm just going to go ahead and do my thing. Tyler Conklin didn't get it done last week. Buffalo, they got one of the better safeties in the league. I feel like he's going to be over top of that. I don't see a good week for Tyler Conklin. That's all I got. For real. I mean, and he couldn't get it done against Minnesota. Minnesota was what, 27th against the tight ends last week. I mean, I thought Tyler Conklin was going to get in the zone last week, and he didn't. So, I mean, I would definitely sit Tyler Conklin. I feel like this game is going to be. They're going to have to take shots down the field. It's not going to be Conklin underneath. They're not going to be able to do that dink and dunk shit against Buffalo, man. Buffalo going to put up points. But at the same time, we'll see. We will see because it's a division game. All division games are usually tough. Dawson Knox versus the New York Jets. Dawson Knox had 0 points last week, guys. 0. 0 for those who are out there. 0. I had this guy on the stardoms last week. Okay, so look, here's the thing. I will eat my words here, and I definitely had some. Yeah, for sure. Dawson Knox. I had Dawson Knox getting 25 fucking yards in the parlay
and a touchdown.
Yeah, to check back in the third quarter, and it's 0.
Still 0.
Yeah,
fourth quarter still 0. Wow. When you go back to look, it's like it's still 0.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
I'm checking his targets.
It's nothing worse than fantasy.
Targets.
No, it's nothing worse than fantasy.
Are you in? Are you in? Are you on the field?
You start Googling Dawson Knox injury.
No, boy. Hey, it's nothing worse than fantasy when you play at 0.
Dawson Knox injury.
And he's in the
Have
game.
Moved you?
Like,
Dawson Knox discipline. Anything. Like
that's just funny.
You're not there.
Because you be looking, then he has like 3. You're like, bad. He's out there. He's out there.
Warming up.
Going fast. Bad.
But then when you stay at 3, it's like fuck.
But I got absolutely nothing out of Dawson Knox last week. I played against him, so I thought that he was going to do something, but at the same time, he didn't do anything. He's playing a tough defense this week as well. He played New England last week against Jets this week. They might try to get Dawson Knox involved because they seen that he wasn't involved last week and they still blew out the Pats per se. But at the same time, I don't like Dawson Knox this week. I don't like him at all, and it cost me money. But at the same time, take my personal feelings out of it. Long story short, I wouldn't start Dawson Knox if I had a better option. I would hit the waiver wire and probably get somebody like Jawan Johnson. Anybody? I think the Saints are actually on a bye, so I wouldn't get him. But anybody that my man reference on to start him as a stream, you can definitely start one of those guys. But Dawson Knox, he should not be in your lineup right now. It's crunch time. It's playoff football for fantasy. I would take him out of there. Next guy on this list, Foster Moreau. Look, Foster Moreau.
Shit.
Foster Moreau.
Conflict.
It's like I said, I feel like it's going to be the Josh Jacobs and Devontae show. If anybody balls out there, but at the same time, I got Derek Carr not doing too much, so I'm not going to think that Foster Moreau's going to do too much. At the same time, you're definitely starting Devontae, you're definitely starting Josh Jacobs, but Foster Moreau, he might be involved. I can see him getting 2-3 catches, but as far as scoring touchdowns, it's going to be a little bit tough because of how the Rams play defense in the red zone. Tight ends don't usually do too much against the Rams. I feel like the Rams are middle of the pack against tight ends, and Foster Moreau's a middle of the pack tight end, so it's gonna like match up perfect. You know, like I mean,
I like the points. I like the points.
It's an even matchup.
Sometimes it's that gut feeling.
Right. It's like your George Pickens pick.
He can score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on Foster Moreau.
Right. But Foster Moreau's a solid streamer.
Yeah, he's active.
He
could do something.
Just like we said, I had him on the starters last week as well. And it's like I said, Darren Waller's gone. Those targets have to go to somebody. Matt Collins he's been doing his best, but he's not the guy like Darren Waller was. They just spread out his targets. No Hunter Renfrow. So I think that Foster Moreau, he might get some targets in this game. I'm leaning towards him not being able to take advantage of them at Los Angeles Rams. The last tight end I had on my list is Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki is just playing he's just unfortunate that he's playing with two of the best wide receivers in the NFL. They don't really target Mike Gesicki too much. The Chargers are actually kind of weak against tight ends, but that's because of one inflated game by Travis Kelce. If you look at it in fantasy wise, because he scored 3 touchdowns and he had like 100 yards versus the Chargers. So don't pay too much attention to that tight end number because they play the best tight end in the league twice a year. But at the same time, I feel like they're going to have a plan for Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki's being guarded by anybody over top. It's Derwin James, who's top 3 safety in the league, so he'll be over top of that. I mean, he'll also be over top of Reek and Waddle in this game as well, but Mike Gesicki might have some openings underneath. I don't know. But I don't like Mike Gesicki in this offense. He hasn't really been producing too much.
He ain't doing shit this week.
Yeah, he's not doing nothing.
I like that shit. He ain't doing shit.
Next team I got on this list, we're gonna go to defensive special teams. The Jets at Buffalo. Sauce Gardner, he's gonna do his thing. Diggs might be limited a little bit. He might be limited to like 70 yards. And that's a down game for Diggs. But at the same time, I feel like the Jets overall, I feel like they just don't got enough. They don't got enough against Buffalo. They're playing at Buffalo. Buffalo hasn't been at home in a while due to snow and all that. So 2 weeks off, they're gonna get their fans a show. I feel like this is a big game for Buffalo. They're playing actually for the number 1 spot in the AFC right now. Once the Chiefs got knocked off, so they had a shot at getting that bye. I feel like they're gonna come out firing, and I feel like they're gonna get everybody involved in this game. And the Jets is not gonna have enough in the end. So I would definitely sit the Jets, even though Josh Allen is I think he's first in the league in turnovers.
Yeah, he's these last 4 weeks he hasn't looked like Josh Allen,
Yeah.
but that
Josh
could be
Allen
because
returned the
it
ball.
was his elbow, right?
Yeah, it could be
Yeah,
because of his elbow, but I mean he's still running the ball. So we'll see how that turns out. But at the same time, we'll see. I just don't think the Jets are going to do it. I don't think they're going to create enough turnovers to be a startable defense in this game. The Broncos defensive special teams versus Kansas City. I mean, y'all playing Patrick Mahomes coming off a loss. Like, I'm sorry for you guys. Like I'm saying. But I mean, just like Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain's going to do his thing. That's why Juju Smith-Schuster's on this list. But at the same time, you won't see Travis Kelce on this list. You won't see the other guys on this list. I mean, I could be wrong about McKinnon. McKinnon could be involved. McKinnon is going to be involved in this game. I just don't think he's going to do more than the starting running back in this game. But, like he gets other tight ends. I don't even know their names involved in this game. And, like
84. I know him as 84.
Yeah,
he gets
84.
Big fast.
The guy that looks like Kelce.
I'm like, is that Kelce? No,
like
84.
Jeez, like that's not Kelce. But at the same time, I don't know about McCole Hardman's status. I don't know about Kadarius Toney's status. I feel like they just get guys the ball and they get him in space. Andy Reid's going to dial it up. This Broncos team is reeling. Outside of Patrick Surtain and Justin Simmons, there's not really much going on out there. They're going to scheme it up to get those guys occupied and just dump it off underneath to some other guys. So I like Kansas City's offense versus the Broncos defense. I would sit the Broncos defense only because I'm not expecting too many points. And Patrick Mahomes is the least sacked quarterback in the NFL because he gets the ball out of his hands quick. So not too many points coming off of sacks for Broncos defense this week. So I would bench them. Vikings defense, special teams at Detroit. We just touched on Detroit. Detroit's putting up points in bunches. I don't care who they play. Like, I don't care who they play. And then they get a weak defense. The Vikings defense is not even strong as people think it is. Patrick Peterson is not Patrick Peterson that played in Arizona. He's not that guy anymore. Like, if anybody's banking on picks, I mean, you might get a pick or two, but the yards and the touchdowns from Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's too much. You're going to get a mistake. But if you're banking on the Vikings defense to shut down the Detroit Lions this week, you're tripping. Detroit Lions actually favored to win this game. Sportsbook, I like that game. I don't even think it's not even an upset at this point because they're favored to win. I like Detroit to win this game. Yeah, I'm riding with Detroit's offense. I feel like this game gonna be up and down the field. I wouldn't start either one of these defenses like last week when they did the Jacksonville. Jacksonville went into Detroit and they got a taste of what the Motor City's really like, so I wouldn't do it. The last but not least, the last team on this list is gonna be the Steelers. We talked about Tyler Huntley. I like him in this matchup. He does the little things well. I feel like they're gonna get back to the basics, like my man said. I think Mark Andrews gonna get the ball. I feel like they're gonna run the ball effectively. I feel like they're going to do just enough to win this game. You know, I really like Mike Tomlin in division games. I really do. I feel like he's going to scheme it up. You know, he's going to play. They're playing solid football right now. They won the last two weeks. The Steelers did, but Baltimore. I feel like if anything, Tyler Huntley's going to get a full week of practice with the starters. He's going to get comfortable in that offense, and I feel like they're gonna put on a show. I feel like they're actually going to put up points this week. I see like 20-plus points for Baltimore's offense this week, minus the turnovers, and that's what I got.
Like the Sims, man. Except for Foster Monroe, we're gonna see on that one.
That one, remains to be seen.
Right.
It's got to play out. That's why we tell you. It's got to play out.
We only found out. We found out we're starting tomorrow. You know, we got some guys going tomorrow, so we're gonna see how everything plays out. But you got Foster Moreau and Cam Akers tomorrow. You got Cam Akers on the stardoms. I got Foster Moreau on the sit-ems. You got Foster Moreau on the stardoms as well. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. We got two.
Let's see how it plays out next
week. You already know we always
texting
through the game like, "Damn, you say he was a starter." Yeah, we're gonna see how that plays out.
After last week's Thursday night game, it wasn't much to look forward to.
Yeah, it wasn't really. Yeah,
Dawson knocked in.
But don't forget that $10 though. That no sweat bet.
No sweat bet. That's a good one. But man, that's gonna do it for the show. That's been the Stardoms and the Sit-ems. That's been the episode of the Fantasy. If you are here, definitely subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share, all that stuff helps us out. And man, we're gonna be here same time next week. And
though.
Bet responsibly.
Good luck this week, man. I know
good
a lot
luck
of people
everybody's
trying to make the playoffs, man.
Good luck on your bets. I'm done with the fantasy, dog. I'm done with fantasy. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm here. I'm literally here for y'all. I love y'all. For those who tune in, we love y'all. We appreciate the support as always. We know that like you got a couple more weeks till it's coming to an end, but we definitely appreciate the support and everybody that actually.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm looking forward to the break, man.
Cause this shit, when it's not hitting, it's not enjoyable.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? But we still doing these episodes every week, man. We still giving y'all the fantasy advice that y'all need.
That's right.
And it's crunch time. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are still definitely doing the work to, you know what I'm saying, get the insight, get the analysis. So definitely tune into the show, and we're gonna be back next week, same time. And everybody, good luck on your contest this weekend.
Y'all know me. I come in. I'm confident.
Thank you. We're gonna see.